Our focus remains on 2-3 points. One is it has to be in and around our area of intervention. Second is the need. The need has to come from the people. Third is all our interventions should first benefit the most marginalized within the communities. For example, when we started working in the urban areas of Noida, Greater Noida, our priority was to identify which community is the most marginalized. So we realized that the migrant ghettos, and within that migrant ghettos were the migrant laborers coming from minority communities. So that became our focus. These are basically the 3 buckets that we identify: most marginalized, then the need, and third is where we operate. It should be within a certain kilometers, because we feel that engagement with our stakeholder is very important. And for us, the engagement starts from dialogue but doesn't end there. It has to go into from dialogue to engagement to partnerships. What is the model? Now the model is we go to any area, we identify what is the need along with the community, then we develop projects which have long-term impact. And again, I'll give you an example. In the migrant communities of urban areas, when we started working, education of the migrant workers' children who had never gone to school or who were early dropouts became our focus initially. Similarly, when we moved on to rural areas, we realized food security was, because these farmers who were totally dependent on rainfall and they did not have food, availability of staples beyond 7 months. So our focus became working on production of staples, and food security became the focus. That's how we operate. Okay. Sustainability of our programs remains our focus right from the inception where we conceived the program. And that is why, the starting point is we involve the community from the planning. And also, we have created a cadre of paraprofessionals from within the community. So they are the ones who actually on ground implement, and their capacity building remains a parallel program throughout the implementation of the program, so that when the program ends, we have people who have the skills, knowledge related to the program. Again, for example, when we started working in the rural areas, we have Gram Mitras. We have around 60 odd Gram Mitras. Again, women also, 50% of them are women, and who are, basically the paraprofessionals who are agri-guides for us, and who have been given training in terms of agriculture practices, modern agricultural practices, community engagement, monitoring, documentation, so that, and again, after 3 years of time, we have seen very good results in the sense that some of the Gram Mitras who had never gone out of their villages initially now have upgraded to the level of supervisors and coordinators. So that's the kind of result. So if in case we move out from the community, we will have people who will continue. Second, our focus remains on programs which are sustainable solutions. So we do not provide, there is no philanthropy or charity. We feel that the fact that we have worked very strongly on education and livelihoods, the socioeconomic condition of the people has come to a level now that they can sustain the positive changes that we have brought to their life and lifestyle. Third, we involve adolescents and youth. And we feel, and especially for our urban programs, we feel that these are the ones, when we handhold them for say around 3 years of time, their skills, their perspective, their attitude towards society makes a lot of difference in terms of sustaining the positive change that we are trying to build. Because parents here are totally busy and with earning and with their managing their family. We have realized that engaging with youth sustains the spirit and the whole ethos behind a program. So that's engagement of youth in all our programs is a cross-cutting theme. As I've told you that engaging with youth and adolescents is very important for us, because we feel they are the ones who would drive change for future and who would sustain the impact of all our programs. We also feel that this is the segment, if worked properly, can actually channelize, has immense potential to channelize socially productive programs. So Uday is one such initiative. We focus on building their skills, perspective, and engaging them in socially useful and productive initiatives, so that one, there is a sense of pride in being, in attaining self-actualization within them. Second, it helps them to not to fall into the trap of the impact of social, cultural and economic dichotomy that peri-urban areas generally go through. Third, it also gives them an alternative parenting platform, because what we feel that the parents of the children we work with often do not have time to address the needs of their adolescents. It can be emotional, it can be curiosity, it can be in terms of guidance. So that's what Uday is all about. Building positive, proactive, productive and responsible youngsters. Digital literacy came very natural to us because we, our parent company, which is Moser Baer India Limited, was into making of optical storage media, and that is the reason why we started working on providing digital literacy as one of our initial programs way back in 2008. We have till now catered to more than 12,000 youngsters and adults in the skills of digital literacy. We have also been able to set up certain models of excellence. For example, we have NCR's first a center running totally on solar power. We are also contributing largely to the National Digital Literacy Mission, which is the Prime Minister's program. And the program has seen immense acceptance both in the urban as well as in the rural areas. Especially Moser Baer Trust, if you see, we have been focusing a lot on partners, and we have an annual event called Sangam, where we feel it is important for us to for larger impact to partner with government programs as well as with other corporates, NGOs, and whosoever who can contribute, because ultimately the aim is to reach out to the people and maximize the impact. We as an organization have, again, we start right from the grassroots. We collaborate with the panchayats. We collaborate with the local institutions like schools, NGOs, hospitals, then local government and the district government, various departments of the district administration, as well as we have been very fortunate to have collaborated with a lot of corporates. Well, as I've always maintained, to start with, for any corporate CSR team, first thing is internal advocacy. Internal advocacy, when I say, I mean that everybody has a different understanding of CSR. And this is not today. This has been happening for the last 10, 15 years, ever since the whole movement started in India towards movement from corporate philanthropy to corporate social responsibility. So internal advocacy is a challenge. Wherein one is required, to starting from the board, to have a common understanding of how to integrate socially responsible practices within business. Then I feel another challenge that now I feel has come is with the recent act, a lot of focus has now is on spending, and that too on community development program. So what has happened, the way we had progressed in early 2000s towards corporate sustainability, integration of business, responsible business practices, it has reduced the scope of CSR professionals to community development experts. So that is a struggle, I think, somewhere any corporate CSR professional would face today. Another challenge that a lot of companies, all of us face is the flow of funds. Because while you design and develop, the flow has to be very smooth. Because, for example, we work with farmers, so we have a calendar, community calendar. The agricultural cycles are different. So if the flow of funds, if it is not so smooth, then the whole program suffers. At least for us, way back in 2010, we started a program called Avahan. Avahan is a program that we have across our company in the group, and employees are encouraged throughout the year to participate in various activities and drives that we organize. And the final confluence of all the employee volunteers happen on 5th of December, which is the day, International Day for Volunteers, and we organize CSR week. This year we have CSR month, which we have prolonged the time period, whereby we bring together all the stakeholders, including the employee volunteers, and try to build a community connect. So the children and the beneficiaries from the field come to our various offices and factories. Similarly, our employees go to the centers in the community, and we have various engagement activities. We also have activities whereby the employees and their families join the community and beneficiaries and have collective programs. So and at the end of the year, we identify star volunteers. We have I for Change, which is felicitation we give to the employees who proactively engage throughout the year during this CSR month.